Right guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Tensions between the Empire and the Federation continue to heat up. There is an ongoing conflict between these two powers within the system Mu Koji. Now at the moment, there seems to be no real context as to why they're fighting each other there in that system, but it seems to be a key area of interest for them, and they both are asking pilots to sign up and help them out. Now, I have no real favourites between the Empire and the Federation. I feel they're both big spoiled brats, and they both need their heads knocking together, told to come to terms peacefully and amicably. But I'm nothing if not a realist, and I know that is unlikely to ever happen. Therefore, I remain an independent pilot and will simply fight for whatever superpower or faction on a whim. Call me a mercenary if you like. At any rate, I am heading out to Mu Koji to get involved in that conflict, and my whim at the moment is feeling a bit like supporting the Empire. Mu Koji is relatively close by. It's only about 3 or 4 jumps away from my current location in my ass, but I will need to swap out for my Vulture and get there in that ship. Of course, I'm very much looking forward to the ship transfer feature, which hopefully will come in patch 2.2, although it may be delayed depending on the results of the poll. Timed ship transfers, after all, are apparently a little bit more complex to code, meaning that ship transfer may not appear in 2.2. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that depending on how it goes. So here I am in my Vulture in Mu Koji, a trinary star system. Very, very beautiful lighting here. Even though lit by a single light source due to the game engine, the 3 stars together do give this an absolutely gorgeous appearance. Now after this community goal, I plan on coming back to this system and exploring around on one of the planetary surfaces to get a bit of a feel of what it looks like right up close to a trinary star. So there are 2 different community goals in this system, or 4 actually if you count the ones for the Federation and the Empire's individual community goals. The first one is a combat one, that is to go into conflict zones and collect combat bonds. The other community goal, which may well be a bit more interesting, is to collect military information packages from convoys. I guess we'll have to destroy them in order to get those though. But perhaps it could be done with a bit of piracy and a set of hatchbreaker limpets. Anyway, here's those 2 community goals, 2 here, 2 elsewhere. The other 2 will be for the Federation. These 2 are for the Empire. The Imperial operation in Mu Koji. So I've signed up to that already, and I've signed up to the other one, and it's time to head out to the conflict zone. Now there do seem to be quite a few bugs on these community goals for some reason. I dropped into one of the conflict zones and it was on ceasefire. No one was shooting each other. There was just one faction there, just aimlessly flying about. No idea what went on there, so I had to go slightly further into the system to get to this one where the conflict was raging. Now if you're fortunate, if you're lucky, you will find a capital class ship arriving at some of these conflict zones. And if you're here as their arrival, well, their arrival is quite a fantastic thing to witness. Now there is quite a bit of background story for this conflict between the Federation and the Empire. Unfortunately, that's not immediately apparent within the game itself, but there's a long history here, including the disappearance of presidents and the assassination of emperors. If you've paid attention to the background stories going on with Galnet, you may well have got the impression that there are some mysterious forces working within the background, manipulating both the Federation and the Empire into full-scale war with each other. At the moment, it's still limited to conflicts like this, but it seems that full-scale war is inevitable. Now, I've got my suspicions on just who that mysterious force actually is, and if my suspicions are correct, then it could dramatically change the face of the human galaxy. And that aside, don't forget that there are a number of well-established intelligence agencies out there in the world of Elite Dangerous. Both INRA and the Dark Will could fall within that category. So I didn't spend very long within that conflict zone, as you can see here by the low amount of combat bonds I've got. But my idea was to spend a little bit of time in each of the community goals and then return to the one I found the most interest in. So after handing this lot in, I was going to head out to the convoy community goal. And here I think you can see a reflection of the problems that people are actually having with this community goal, because even with that low amount of combat bonds, I'm already within the 25%, and I'm sure that's going to drop very, very soon. So here I am heading towards the convoy beacon, looking for those convoys so I can steal the military plans and hand them in to the Empire. Unfortunately, it wasn't going to be as easy as that. There's a very bad game-breaking bug on this community goal. When you try and drop into the convoy beacon here, the game client actually crashes back to desktop, and this seems to be affecting the majority of players. A bug ticket has been submitted to support, so hopefully by the time you watch this video it's all rectified and fixed. But at the time of recording, I was unfortunately unable to get in there. In either event, I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this conflict between the Federation and the Empire goes. And indeed, there's already a capital class ship over the alien shipwreck site, and it's not going to be too long, I feel, before the two superpowers end up arguing over that. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.